5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
And we're off. Zach,
Hey,
thank you for joining us once again.
it really is one of the truly,
The highlights of your life.
Yeah, the truly great pleasures of my life is
Yeah.
sitting here watching a movie with you as I frantically flip through IMDb and search for the movie we are watching, so I don't sound completely lost.
Yeah,
through this whole thing.
you actually have to like type in the whole like what we do in the shadows,
Yes, you do.
and then look through the results because the only thing it really wants to give you is the show,
Yep.
which I mean, I should start out by saying that I have not actually watched the show yet.
I have. It's amazing.
Okay. So it's pretty on par with the movie as far as
it's
quality.
very good. Yeah.
Cool. But yes, thank you so much for being here and in person this time. It's kind of cool to have you.
No, this is nice. It's my first time actually doing this with another person right next to me.
Yes.
Wait. So this guy's name, what's his name again?
Taika Waititi
Yeah, I love
playing the character Viago,
I
who
love
is
the way he
a
plays it.
spry 379 years old.
You'll find out if you watch the movie. He's like the go-getter of the roommate group, and if you've ever had more than one roommate at a time, everybody knows that person who wants to, organize the party or the get-together. He plays that.
Right. I think he said in an interview that he modeled his character after a couple different people, but one of them was like his mom, which I thought was kind of adorable. Like, and it kind of makes sense. Like, if you think
It is kind of mothering, isn't it?
yeah, it's like very, very wholesome kind of.
Yeah, that's the word. Wholesome.
Yeah.
This is one thing that's different in the series. You don't see a lot of people like sleeping upside down like that. Like they really went for the shtick with the whole vampire thing, sleeping upside down like in a closet. But
Oh, okay.
in the they sleep in like coffins. In the
This
series.
this part fucking got me. I was like, wait, what did I just see? And then like it opens back up and he's just there and like the room is back to normal. I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
Well, they're supposed to be like trans-dimensional beings, I think.
Right. So I didn't get a chance to look too deeply into like the set because I was really curious as to if they like shot on location somewhere or if they built this set.
That's a great question. I bet they have like an old house somewhere. Hang on, I'll see if I can
Well,
find
I read that the external shots that they did outside the mansion, this fucking guy.
it. Like Nosferatu looking
Yes.
character. The
Yeah, that's
vampire group.
actually who they modeled.
Of course they
him
did.
out.
Look at that guy. Have,
Right,
you ever, have you ever watched like the old Nosferatu?
I don't think so I've seen like all the clips that God that everyone has seen. Look on his face.
It's very disturbing.
Charlie was actually down here like watching this with me for a few seconds last week, and I was like, I should probably put this on pause because he's like 5.
No, then this is like it's legit disturbing. Like they toe that line very good. Like it is
Yes.
actually legit kind of scary looking, but it's still comedic. But I mean, if you ever watch like the old Nosferatus, like there was an old episode of like Are You Afraid in the Dark where the vampire comes out of the movie screen. You remember that?
Oh yes.
Everybody remembers that shit for some reason from our generation, but that's what it's like. Everybody remembers that episode.
Fucking knitting.
Don't die.
Is this where they give him shit for not doing the dishes?
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking guy that wouldn't do his part or like pull his weight.
Those guys are the fucking worst. I always say that because I've been that guy. I've done the dishes for
Fast
5 years.
Vladislav. Oh my god.
Some bloody dishes on this sink.
Also, that's like a day's worth of dishes for us in our house.
Oh god, what children, dude? I mean,
Yes, they require many dishes. Here we have Deacon. Sorry, we know this is making for like electrifying radio.
yeah, I
Us
just,
are
get, I
just-
just get really wrapped up in trying to read the subtitles as I'm watching it. It's the
That-
Deacon origin story. He walks back by a castle, he gets drawn in and bitten, and now he's a vampire, right?
Right.
Basically what happens, but...
No, you're a vampire. Like,
Peter.
he's like, yeah, that's how it went
Yeah,
down.
what do you think it's like to wear those teeth as part of the getup? I mean, it's kind of... You can't articulate any words. Like, he doesn't have any speaking parts.
Nah, I don't think
for
he
an
ha-
obvious reason.
Right. I kind of want to know what it's like wearing those fake teeth, honestly. Is this where he's doing target practice with the... Yeah.
Yeah, fucking shoots an arrow in his leg. If you watch, if you happen to come by the series, Nandor is the character, and he's the one who comes from like that sort of time period where he was like this great conqueror or whatever.
But anyways, what I was saying about the set was that really the only thing that I know of regarding the set is that the exterior shots is what's his name? It's Peter Jackson's old office.
No way, really?
Yeah, I mean, which I guess makes sense geographically. Yeah,
I was known as Vladislav the Poker,
yeah,
not,
which
not Vlad the Impaler.
yes, yeah. There's a lot of historical puns and references in this movie, as well as a lot of puns at other vampire movies, both good and bad.
So they're calling Deacon a dandy because he's like the mom of the house, and he had like a little chore wheel for the vampires to
Right.
clean up the house.
I do. Sometimes I get the feeling that we're like the only country that doesn't call a house or apartment like a flat.
Yeah, we do a lot in this country that nobody does in a lot of other countries.
Yeah, like use the metric system.
Yep.
I mean, why use a system that's based in tens? I mean, like, why do something that makes sense? Really, like.
I mean, what sort of dishes would vampires have to have? I mean, in this universe, obviously, they're like living in like this old antique house, and they're like vacuuming it and cleaning it. But I'm like, they don't eat meals like sitting down, like. And he's brushing his fangs. Do vampires really brush their fangs? Like, I want to know how much they researched into like vampire lore and how true this is to form. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I feel like a lot of research was done. I know that they took like 9 or 10 years to make this movie because they started working on it when like Twilight was huge and they didn't want to release it within the Twilight craze because they didn't want people thinking that they were trying to jump on the vampire bandwagon or it just getting lost in the vampire shuffle.
Okay, I didn't know that they started making it in that time period, but that makes a tremendous amount of sense.
You think so?
Yeah.
How so?
Like they didn't want to jump on the Twilight bandwagon because this is nothing like the Twilight universe.
Right.
Like it's so different. The depiction of vampires here, as far as I know, I have a very cursory knowledge of like the Twilight universe, but it's like not like that at all.
No, it's not. It's like the opposite of Twilight. You know what this actually is like that I haven't really seen or heard anyone compare it to is Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Not seen that, so I can't speak to that, but you're...
Oh, okay. Well, I'm like... so I'm a huge Leslie Nielsen fan, but I'm the odd man out in his like film canon. Like that's kind of like my favorite movie of his. But yeah, it's kind of along the same lines. It's very like slapstick. I mean, it's a Mel Brooks movie, so
I like Mel Brooks.
yeah.
So I guess Deacon was cast out for being a Nazi vampire. That's his origin story. After the war, being a Nazi was bad, but being a Nazi vampire, forget about it, I think he said.
Right, yeah, that's where they crossed the line.
Yeah, even Nazis have a line, I guess, and it's at vampire.
Yeah. You're like, oh, you want to hunt down Jews and suck blood from like living people? Like that's
Well, we can only tolerate one of those things, and you know where we lie.
right. You can only have one or the other.
Deacon came to the country for love.
His story is kind of heartbreaking. But also hilarious at the same time. So like the dude that what was it, a guy or a girl that was kind of like his, I forget the name for it, but it was like understudy kind of, and he sent him on the wrong like path, and so it took him like 18 months to
Yeah, they fucked up the postage on his coffin and sent him to New Zealand.
right.
Poor Deacon. Why do you put on the gloves?
Because it's metal.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's
right.
Viago, I think.
Yeah, Diago.
Viago,
What'd I call him?
Deacon.
Is that not Deacon? Did I fuck
Deacon
that
is the younger guy, the douche that
see, I already
doesn't
screwed
like
it up.
to do the
up?
dishes.
You're right. Yep. See, I already jacked it up.
No, your first mistake was coming on this unprofessional podcast.
Granted. No, wait. So wait, I didn't know. Is this a part of vampire lore they can't touch? What kind of metal is that?
It's silver.
They.
Yeah,
That's. I thought that was werewolves. Vampires can't touch silver.
right.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I don't know why I didn't catch that the first few times I watched this. Like that. Why that wasn't a takeaway, but specifically
that's-
silver.
yeah. That's definitely a vampire only thing.
I wonder why. Well, werewolves is a silver bullet thing, right?
That's a good question. It might
I think
be.
that's a thing.
I think so.
I don't think I'm wrong on that.
I wish we had sound for this part because the music that they're playing is absolutely horrendous. Like it literally sounds like three people playing three different songs.
They look good playing it.
This shit cracked me up. Like they can't look in the mirrors, so they have to draw each other what they look like. And he's got Ooh. That is totally what I would do as a vampire, and
Yeah,
it
how
would
do you not fuck with people constantly? In the
right,
mirrors?
and it would never get old. He's got like blood on his shirt.
So wait, in the age of digital cameras, would pictures work with a vampire, like a phone?
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like any kind of camera, no matter how new the technology is, like it would.
That's That's an interesting question. Hey, if anybody out there really gives a shit about vampire lore, would cell phone pictures work? Because there's no mirrors involved, like in traditional cameras.
Oh yeah,
digital.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a good question.
Get at it, you fucking nerds! I want to know. I want to know the answer to that.
Yeah, that's a good question. That is a very large bow tie.
One guy looks like a fucking who am I trying to think of? Oh, I can't think of it. It's gonna fucking kill me now.
So all the places that they shot at are actually, they're not set pieces. They are actual locations like bars and nightclubs in, I think it's Wellington in New Zealand.
I think that adds to it, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you can tell it's not America if you have been to like a European town or something like that.
Or look at the streets and
Yeah.
notice that they're driving on the wrong side of the road.
Yep.
Or the correct side of the road.
Yep.
I think an argument could be made that like we drive on the wrong side of the road.
Well, are we the only ones that do that? No, we're not the only ones that do that. But yeah, I don't have an opinion on that really. David Bowie. That's what I was trying to think of. Keep going.
I love these girls. We see them, I think, in a few minutes. Right, attacking a pedophile. Yeah, they jumped that fucking dude.
Wellington. It's in New Zealand, right? That's where they are.
Right, yeah.
God, like 5 people. It's like watching a movie when like it's based in like Iceland or something like that. There's like 4 or 5 people in the bar.
Right, yeah.
He's talking about bringing him some virgins. When you watch the series, there's one scene where the guy, one of the characters, goes to collect some virgins to bring back. He's a familiar, much like I'm sure Jackie is here, and he goes to a LARPing group. it's pretty funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I feel bad, but I mean, it's funny.
It feels very much like something that that like Borat or Ali G would do in some of his skits.
Taking down stats 18 to 30, yeah. Like you're gonna be picky.
The first time I watched this, I was waiting for her to be like, "Oh, like this is kind of fucked up," but she's like, "Oh yes, 18 to 30, and you're gonna eat them. Cool, okay, I'll get right on that." And then I realized that she's like, she knows what's going on.
Well, she's a familiar, right?
Right.
I think. Full disclosure, I have seen this movie like 2 or 3 times, but it has been over a month since the last time I've seen it.
Yeah.
I tried to watch it before coming here, but I have a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, you're a busy dude.
Harvey, come on.
Yeah, my dog is over here.
He's a
We
good boy.
normally record in the office, and we are in the living room this evening recording so we can choke this fucking dude out.
Which nobody really hates to see pedophiles get eaten by vampires, right?
Right. I love the fucking the blood just like pooling underneath. It was a nice touch.
This guy he like seduces them. He plays the music. There's flowers.
Right. He's got the mandolin going.
The lighting is right.
Right. He's like putting down towels as they talk. Newspaper.
I feel like this is who I would be as a vampire. Just make it as considerate as possible before I consume you. You know, even as I said that, I know how that sounded as it came out.
You're doing great. Just fucking look.
It just doesn't care.
Right. He's like, well, here we go.
Just gonna lean in here and just.
He's got his little doily
It would be
neckerchief. And then he nicks an artery. Oh my god. What's funny is that like he's upset because not because he had to take her life, but because now he's a hypocrite.
Because he made a fucking just disaster of the place.
Right.
Well, on the upside, he feels like she had a good time. So
And in the end, that's all that matters.
I think so.
Isn't this when he tries to use his powers of persuasion or
hypnotism.
telekinesis or hypnosis?
Yeah.
Right, and he's basically gone all limp dick with those powers.
That's another thing between a parallel between the series and the movie. They use hypnotism a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's really really funny the way they do some stuff. Like their neighbor, they're just doing like a flashback of his origin story. But the neighbor in the series, his name's Sean, and he constantly like looks over the fence and asks questions about what they're doing, and they say nothing to see here, Sean, and they just wave their hand. He's like, okay guys, good to see you, and he goes back in his house or some shit. Funny shit.
Does the series have any of the same characters, or is it a totally different cast?
It's a different cast, but they do make a cameo, and I won't ruin any of the episode, but they do all show up at one point, and even like Danny Trejo is one of them. Like he's one of the vampires in like this little council setting they have. Yeah, it's very good. They all do come back more than once, I think.
I think this dude like, you want to come inside? Like he must be one lonely bastard.
Seriously,
Just be like,
hi, strange person.
Right,
Come
inexplicably
on down,
top hat. Yeah, come on into my edifice.
Yeah, you're not dressed like a Van Helsing villain. Come right the fuck in my house.
Yep, and here we're introduced to Nick and what's the girl's name?
Oh, hang on, we might find out. Mm-hmm. So she's calling like random people on her phone.
All right.
It's like, can you imagine calling somebody from high school or college or some shit? Like, hey, I sat next to you. We had that one class together. You want to come to this get together? Who would fucking go to that? For one thing, if you're this age, you likely just have shit to do. Like, you're not just going to go to a dinner party. I don't care what. But, I mean, they did a good job of making these people, at least the one girl, looking like, I guess, lonely. She has a lonely look about her. I don't know. I'm just judging the shit out of this fictionary person. But.
Right.
Are you a virgin? All right.
No.
A little forward, but I think...
He's like, but you were a virgin. He's like, yeah, when I was 12. Couldn't eat a sandwich, you know you enjoy it if no one fucked it. She just assumed that she was a virgin.
She talks like a virgin.
Who would have sex with her?
She dumped cold spaghetti.
Oh my God. So it's like, that is spaghetti. Biscotti. But like, once he eats it, he turns it into worms, right?
Yes.
Isn't that what happens?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know why I'm talking about scenes that haven't happened yet.
Fuck it. This is freeform jazz.
We'll call it that. Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like worms moving around on the plate.
It's hypnosis.
It looks like he's trying really hard not to laugh. Yeah, now he's basically going to try and escape, but not so successfully.
They spiked my spaghetti, make my cock look like a cobra.
I mean, to be fair, like, who wouldn't want that, right?
Yeah, get on it, Olive Garden.
Wait, is Olive Garden supposed to be responsible for making people's cocks into cobras?
Yes, you didn't know that?
Oh, because of the pasta thing. I get it. I mean, they barely can pass off.
He nicked an artery again.
What-
Spraying everywhere. Dude, how are you going to walk so cavalier after seeing that?
Okay, it's a cat with the dude's face on it.
Okay, now he's running. Yeah. At what point do you just start fighting? Like,
All right. They did a great job filming this.
what does
scene.
his neck tattoo say? Tart?
I don't know. It's probably something ridiculous like that. Yes.
Springing from his backpack?
Yeah, I really want to know if this is like a set that they built or if
It can't be, right? Because they do like inside and outside shots, like continual
Right.
shots from the inside of the. I don't know.
well,
how
I mean,
movie-
like this is basically like all black, so it could have been built on a set and just added like shrubbery, like trees and bushes and stuff,
could be right.
and just old girl gets the shit end of the stick, has to wash off the blood.
That's what Familiars do, and I don't know. I can't remember if they do it in the movie, but they go into like the usability and like the purpose of Familiars in the series. It goes into it a little bit, and you understand why like they stick around and why they put up with the abuse.
Gotcha.
Well, this is the sexiest thing anyone's ever seen.
Right, yeah, this dance. I mean, if you don't go 6 to midnight after watching this, then you basically don't have a pulse. I mean, that fishnet tank top and the leather pants,
With
like,
the belt buckle combo.
yeah. I mean, this is basically Napoleon Dynamite Dance 2.0. There he is. He's like, yeah, I fly everywhere now.
Is this the guy they turned?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we got discount Adam Levine.
It's like fake Matt Damon. Every time I see that guy, when I say that, everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Fake Matt Damon.
You ever watch Breaking Bad?
Yes. Yeah, I
You-
know
no,
exactly
no.
who you're talking about.
Yeah, and El Camino.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fake Matt Damon. He was in an episode of Black Mirror too.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, the like the Star Trek, the
Yep,
faux Star
yep,
Trek
yep.
episode. Yeah.
That's fake Matt Damon.
It-
I don't know who that. I don't know what that guy's name is. He just looks
You could also call him Fat Matt Damon
fine.
because like well, I mean, like now we're just getting mean about it.
No, he's a little thicker than a Snicker. That's fine, but no shame in that. You know, big boy here have put on a few pounds since quarantine 15 and had a baby.
Same.
Yeah, but,
I've been
I
eating
mean-
my feelings.
Yeah. Matt Damon, big movie star, probably has people to slap food out of his hand whenever he picks it up. you know.
Yes, he hires people to be
Got that-
like,
got that
that
Oprah
fucking
money.
donut out of your hand, silly bitch.
Did we freeze?
Uh-oh.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, he's doing some exorcist shit now. Oh, I'm bleeding from my eyeballs. I don't think that's normal. Up in the corner. We were in fact not enjoying it. So, Zach, did you watch Flight of the Conchords at all? The show?
Yes, I saw a couple parts of that for sure.
Okay. I was just curious. It's I feel like it's pretty on par
Or
with
all these guys the same crew that did that, or just
so I don't know. I don't think Taika Waititi had anything to do with Flight of the Conchords, but obviously Jermaine, he was part. He was one half of Flight of the Conchords.
yeah.
So I don't know if anyone else was part of that's part of this movie, was in Flight of the Conchords or involved in it, but the sense of humor is very on par.
I like how they have the one human stew that they bring along to get him into the bar.
Right. I was reading that originally when they wrote the script, they told him that he was basically just going to be a background character and that he wasn't really going to be doing any acting. And so he probably looks like this because like they're like, oh yeah, you're going to have lines now.
Well, no, because that's genius because how they frame it here. He just did the hypnosis thing and he's like, you can't hear me. And he's like, okay, he doesn't really know I'm a vampire, blah, blah, blah. So we're all going to be doing our own thing and he's going to be in the background doing his own thing. And we just really want him to get him into...
Right. He's actually in IT in real life.
Yeah, and they make him out to be like the most bland person. Like, oh, he works with computers, and that's all they really say about it.
Right.
God, why is he dressed like Napoleon?
I feel like it's a cross between Napoleon and a marching band.
Yeah, he looks like a nutcracker. The other dude looks like Conway Twitty. Look at that outfit.
That is one heck of a jacket.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
Yeah. Oh wow, was his hypnosis actually working?
Yeah.
So he has some of his hypnosis powers kind of, back and
Which is basically me at parties.
yes. I can't believe I'm right here. Yeah, and they're about to have the run-in with the werewolves.
They're werewolves, not swearwolves. That's my favorite line.
Please. So I'm not sure if there is historically in werewolf and vampire lore, like historically there's beef between the two.
Yeah, I mean you have the whole Lycan thing from
Okay.
what is oh my god, what was that movie franchise?
The Resident Evil franchise?
Yeah, no, it wasn't Resident Evil. It was
not Resident Evil. Underworld.
Underworld,
right?
yeah. So you had the whole Lycan vampire thing, but I don't know that carried into the whole lore of it all. Like historically speaking, again, you fucking nerds if you're out there and you want to figure this out, but
Right, like I mean, what I was talking about was kind of like that and Twilight. I feel like if it's not from like fictional history, it feels like the beef between vampires and werewolves is kind of manufactured from like making fun of Twilight Because I know that there's a little bit of like Twilight parody in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know what that dynamic is, but I mean it's very consistent, at least in pop culture. Mm-hmm. But I have not read in any old literature of the beef between vampires and werewolves.
Stu's like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
And I don't know if it was always like a turf war thing either. Like, are they always at war with each other, or is it like a turf thing?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I stopped caring when Twilight came out, and I was like, God, I've wasted so much of my time with this.
Yeah, we really can't
Have those
trouble
minutes
ourselves
back.
No, we just can't trouble ourselves because we all have a common enemy. It's Donald Trump. I said it. I fucking said it.
I don't think we've ever brought up politics on
Fucking
this show.
vote. For the love of God, go vote. Okay.
Oh my God. So right now he's basically like explaining, like, yeah, I'm a
Why
vampire.
did it have to be fuzzy right now?
Why are you fuzzy right now?
Oh, there it goes. Never mind. It was the
It's buffering, bro.
my bad. Sorry.
You're doing great. I really want to know how much of this is acting and how much of this is him just being uncomfortable on camera. Because if it is acting, it's tremendous.
very good.
Yeah.
Look at that fucking box TV.
It's so good.
I mean, you got to think like a vampire's lair of all the detritus that's brought in. I bet it just spans all of history. Like,
Right. Yeah.
like you just talk to him. No reaction. He just looks at you.
That opening scene with him like fucking cracked me up. Got the Liu Kang. Ba, 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 ba. Oh. I forgot to turn the subtitles back on. I'm doing great.
I was
Clearly.
just gonna let it go.
I mean, and why not? Why wouldn't you? There's a crucifix behind you.
There is IZ.
So does that settle our question then?
You know what? I call it. That wins it.
How the hell did neither of us know the answer to that question, yet we both have seen Chasing After the Mouse Pointer? We'll just go with this.
That's good.
We could poker.
Poker. I barely even know her.
That was a good one, man. Oh yeah, they're watching or looking at pictures of sunrises because they can't actually watch the fucking sunrise. That's a smart joke right there.
This is very good.
I don't care who you are.
That got me right in the funny spot.
Yeah. He's playing fucking DJ.
Hi, Harvey. My old servant, Philip.
Oh yeah, and he's old as fuck. So you told me you were gonna turn me.
Is that a thing in this movie? They call them servants and not familiars? Do you remember?
I don't know. They might use a couple different.
In the
couple
series,
different
it's
terms.
familiar.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's the one who sent him to New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, gotta go. Bye.
And that's the thing. When we talk about vampires turning their familiars into vampires in the series, they dive into why that's such a reluctance. Like they don't want to do it.
The vampires don't?
They don't want to turn their familiars because familiars are so hard, apparently, to come by and to train. Because it's just such a long, arduous process to get somebody on board who's like into
Right.
that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no,
So,
that
like,
makes sense.
it's like such a thing. Like there are older people like that guy who have been familiars, and they're always like, "Oh yeah, my master's going to turn me. My master's going to turn me." And he's sitting with younger familiars, and the younger familiars are looking at him like, "Holy fuck, is that my future? Like, is this what I'm staring down the barrel of? Just constant servitude without any hope of actually becoming a vampire like I was promised?" Because
Right.
they don't want to give up a good familiar.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
That's interesting. No, I definitely want to check out the show. I'm the main guy in Twilight. You would. Fucking tool.
If you're looking just for fucking bar talk, how many people have you told you're a vampire?
Like everyone, bro. This is pretty funny.
Fucking necklace.
Deacon's in the back like this fucking idiot. It's like, oh, well, I guess he wasn't joking at all.
You're not Twilight.
Your discount Adam Levine, get it right. Is this where they both turn into bats?
Start bat fighting.
Right.
I'm Dracula, man. Bat fight.
That'd be kind of cool to like just randomly turn into a bat, though.
Probably the only cool part about being a vampire. The rest of it seems like it kind of sucks. Like,
Yeah.
Immortality? No, thank you. Can't go out in the daytime? No.
Yeah,
Can't eat human food? No. Of course, I don't think that. I think that's relative. If you're a vampire, you don't really crave it, huh?
This part fucking got me. When he like decides to eat the fries,
Yeah.
he gets all pissed off. When you eat that. Ah, fucking freeze again. God damn it.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, just throwing up buckets of blood.
I know how they do that, but it's still funny to see.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how they get something with that much PSI. It's got to be just a hose, right? And the big pump is like way behind them.
Right.
God. Gross.
I mean, it's... Is it someone in like a green screen suit? that has like a hose and is kind of like right behind.
No, I think
or-
it's just running up the side of their body and like tape it to where you can't see it from the camera angle.
Is that what they do?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. I've never like read up on like the practical effects side of vomit and vomit blood. Yeah, my Google searches aren't.
I could be totally wrong, but I think that's pretty right. They just run the tube, like they tape it up the leg.
I mean,
tape
it
up the
sounds
leg.
right.
Yeah, and just like use the camera angle to where you can't see, but it's the fur.
Map to penalize you.
I wonder if systemic sexism exists in the vampire world. I bet it does.
Yeah, why not?
It seemed like they could be dicks about that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed too. Yeah.
He even looks like he's hanging from the rig they have that they use for that.
Right. I don't know when the last time I saw a flatbed scanner is.
If you're listening to this in the future, it is 2020 and everything is not okay. Please send help if you have time travel. Look,
Oh. They wired it whenever
yeah.
they built the house.
Neat. Yeah.
This is great. Starts jerking off.
A house with 2 chimneys, huh?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, I wonder, like, I do want to know more about the set, like, where they filmed it. They had to film, like, an old house, 2 chimneys. Oh, God.
Nosferatu's on fire.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Peter. Poor Peter.
He's got a little bowl of water. Good job. That's going to help. Well, we tried.
I was too late. No shit.
We're getting pretty close to the actual ball, right? Or the thing that they get invited to.
Yeah, it's
All
coming
the-
up soon.
Oh, yeah, this is where they discover that. Yeah, the actual vampire hunter came in. So that's the vampire hunter with his head turned around, right? That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, no, they're not gonna do that. I was sitting over here thinking if they're going to draw any parallels between the series and the movie universe, like if that was somebody from the series, but now that I'm sitting here, nope. Okay, they show the face, so no, I know it's not. But pretty cool how they show that, because they kind of slowly ease into the world of the vampire hunter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the series, and how that factors in. Pretty cool. And funny. Yeah. Well, you go mouthing off to everybody that you're a vampire.
Have you ever looked into how they film these kinds of scenes?
No, but it is.
It's pretty neat. It's basically all practical effects.
So is it just a camera on like a gimbal and they just rotate the whole mechanism around?
Yeah, so it does basically kind of work on a gimbal of sorts. Like, I believe they build the set where it's like 4 walls,
Yeah,
and,
so it looks
and
like-
it
it looks like a
basically
storage-
rotates.
Like one of those shipping container type things.
Right. So it's basically all like a rotating box and camera trickery
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. It's how they've done a lot of like really popular like horror scenes and stuff, like that scene in I think the first Freddy movie where she gets like torn apart and she's like kind of on the ceiling and stuff. Yeah.
So here's a fun fact. When I was a young kid, my sister was watching that movie with a boyfriend, I guess it was, and they were watching that Freddy movie you're talking about.
Okay.
And I was in the room I wasn't supposed to be, but I was hiding in the background looking over the couch watching it, and I saw that scene where she's like up on the ceiling getting ripped apart. Yeah. Scarring. Fucking scarring. That's one of the things that like never leaves you and like dips into your subconscious, into your dreams every now and then in your 30s. I'm not kidding. That's like
So I just awoken some demons for you, basically.
I'm not-
Congrats. I'm patting myself on the back.
that's just a little fun fact about me and where I come from.
Cool. So I
Yeah.
just rocked your shit.
Yeah, that and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I saw that when I was the original one when I was like 14.
Right.
Never left me. That movie is rough. Like if you've not watched the original,
Yeah, I've seen the original. I mean, and this is kind of off topic from vampire movies, but fuck it. I've had the unfortunate circumstance of having to watch a lot of like really popular, like classic horror movies.
Yeah.
From like the 70s and 80s. Right now, like at my current age, instead of like the age where you're quote unquote supposed to watch them, like like in your formative years, like when you're a young adult or like a teen, and so it's a little bit more, I guess, believable or effective, whereas like I mean, like I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like, yeah, it's good. I can see why it was good in its time, like why it was really scary. But after all the stuff that I've seen up until that point, it wasn't anything that I really hadn't seen before.
yeah, it didn't really. You're not shook watching that, like,
Right. I mean, like I've like Saw 1. It seems like it's kind of more gory than that.
I can't get down with the gore, but I'm like, when you're trying to like toe the line between like gore and comedy, they do a really good job of it here. But like the early 2000s were smartphones no, right?
No,
They came like mid 2000s, right?
Yeah, like I mean, Blackberries were kind of like the
Yeah,
first
so-
smartphones,
So
really.
you're first coming up. So I fucking saw like Texas Chainsaw Massacre in that time, and so like I can't think of it right now, but other horror movies like that would come to mind if I actually tried to think about it. But that like stuck with me. Like I should not have seen it then. 'Cause
And
I'm not
how
kidding.
old were you?
Probably like 13,
Okay.
14, right? But it still sticks with me, and it's still an uncomfortable feeling. Like even to this day, like the scenes from that movie, I can remember vividly. Like that's how well it imprinted on
Wow.
me. That's, I don't know. To me, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You know, for what they did at that time.
No, I mean, it seems like for what they were going for, job well done.
Yeah,
And
fucking nailed it.
Yes, effective. Like if they were shooting for getting little kids shook, then for life, then you know.
They got. I'm a pussy. I'll be the first to admit it. Like I don't do good with stuff like that. I don't do good with gore. I don't do good with horror. But that it's impressive.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I want to revisit it. I still need to watch like the sequels and the reboots and all that.
I never got past the one I've seen.
Too afraid to revisit.
For obvious reasons. I legit am. I had to stop watching The Walking Dead after season 2 because it affected my dreams. I was a grown ass man. Like I had to stop.
Well, I got to tell you, you're not missing much by not watching The Walking Dead.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. It's pretty one note. I've heard.
No,
once
the
you get
first
past.
couple of seasons were pretty good. The ironic thing or coincidental is that once Negan came on, like everyone was pumped for Negan, and he came on and just fucking wrecked everyone's shit.
Really?
Like just killed everyone off the show, like all the fan favorites. And then the show basically dropped off of the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Like, as far as fans are concerned, like,
Okay.
no one watched that show anymore.
No, it's a good thing. When I was watching that, I was flying for a small freight company. I would watch it in my hotel room alone, like before I go to bed.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Yeah, it was fucked up, right? And then I tried to watch it again later in life, but even then,
Just pointing out shame.
shame. But again,
Very different from the
This is-
shame scene from Game of Thrones.
this is where they got it. Actually, little known fact. This is where they got it. I don't know if that's true.
Right.
But I started watching that show again to wrap that up later in life, and I just couldn't. It just really fucked with my subconscious. I have
Yeah.
a really active imagination. I'm an emotionally driven person, and it just really got to me.
Yeah, that's why I always have, like, Parks and Rec or The Office queued
Yep.
up in my Netflix
Yep.
queue
That's my background shit, too.
100% of the time, so that if I decide to, like, get adventurous and watch a horror movie, like maybe one that I hadn't seen and that's been highly recommended, like Hereditary, I had to watch hours and hours of Parks and Rec before I could go to sleep after that shit because
That scene we just saw with all the blood in the bathroom,
Right.
It's reminiscent of the movie my wife just had us watch, where it's that documentary about Joan Crawford. It's not a documentary, but it's a movie about Joan Crawford.
okay.
What's it called? She's gonna listen to this and fucking cuss me. Oh God, it's one thing that like exposed like the Hollywood lifestyle, and Joan Crawford's daughter wrote the book, and then they made the movie. Here, you're looking it up right now. A movie about her life, not her.
Well, okay. About.
Just adds
I know.
about at the end. This is how Google works. Mommy Dearest, that's it. Mommy
hey,
Dearest.
it doesn't matter how
fucking
bullshit
nailed it.
my fucking Google searches are.
Go watch Mommy Dearest. If you were ever raised by a narcissist, which my wife was, or if you have somebody in your family who suffers from that, it is triggering as shit. This is your warning, all right? But it is a very good movie. And there's this bathroom scene where Joan Crawford goes crazy on her daughter Christina, right? Throwing like fucking this box. It's not baking soda, but it's like this cleaning powder from the 50s or whatever time frame, right?
Right.
And at the end of it, Joan Crawford walks out, and Christina is like standing there. She just goes, "Son of a bitch." She just like has to clean up this mess that her mother just threw this tantrum and made. Like it's like a disturbing scene, but it's funny just for that one line. And when she was in the bathroom with like all that blood around, I could just see Christina in that one line going, "Son of a bitch." Like she's just gonna clean up this mess that was just made, and it wasn't her fault.
Yeah. No, I'll have to check it out.
It's
It sounds interesting.
It's a trip, man. That movie was pretty controversial, and the book she wrote was controversial
Okay.
because it exposed like this Hollywood royalty as being like this fucking narcissistic maniac. Like, it's
And
hard to
I'm-
watch, honestly, but
Right.
it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
Anyway, back to the
the
movie
that
we came on here to
right.
talk about.
Oh yeah, the Beast. Yeah, the Beast makes another
Right.
another mention. He was hoping to be the guest of honor or whatever,
Right,
Vlad,
yeah.
and it is his ex-girlfriend, basically, the Beast.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is the joke with the Beast that like he's always referring to her as like this it and this monster, but when we
Okay,
finally
yeah.
see her, like she's, I mean, relatively attractive.
Okay, I think
I-
that's
is
what they're
kind of
going
the
for,
joke.
yeah.
Like, I wasn't sure if she was supposed to be like a shapeshifter, maybe, and like took the
Yeah.
the look or physical appearance, physical blade.
Wesley Snipes.
Oh my god!
But no, if and when you watch the series, they actually do a similar tone with this ominous visitor who's coming, who they call the Baron, who's like this revered and feared figure who's supposed to come into their lives, and hilarity ensues. But they do assume a familiar tone
Okay.
with like the ominous visitor type thing. So just one of the parallels.
I'm gonna do my dark bidding on the internet. I'm bidding on a table. It says bowling club on this. Fucking. Yeah, so this ball is basically like all beasties, right? Like
Yeah, like this
vampires,
is like your-
werewolves,
This is like if-
zombies.
If the Scooby-Doo gang threw a ball, like everybody
Right.
would show up.
Man, Scooby Doo. Like, I read a pretty accurate, painfully accurate meme the other day that was like, Scooby Doo is highly accurate to real life because all the villains turn out to be rich white guys. And I was like, that's funny. Oh, fuck. Like, god damn it. Like, why does this have to be right?
It hit too close to home. Now I'm sad.
Wah, wah. I got cock smacked by the sadness boner.
He really is a shitty Adam Levine, isn't he? Like from this angle, like I didn't get it. Yeah, I fucking get it now. Like, the neck tattoo and everything, it just makes it like it's not even like a good neck tattoo. Like if you're gonna spend the money on a tattoo and get it on your neck, fucking get that done right.
All right.
Like,
I love how they make fun of like Stu and how red he is in the face. Like, I'm curious if they added makeup on him to bring out the redness.
I choose to believe they didn't. I think he's. I choose
Like
to believe he's naturally that just red.
Right. I mean,
Because
we
you know people like that, right?
Oh yeah, that I was just about to say. Like, we've all met people that
Yeah.
like are naturally like they're pale, but they're like red in spots.
Just
like,
blush. It's like I don't know. It's like permanent blush.
Right. Yeah.
It's a very Mad Hatter look, isn't it?
Yes. That's the Beast.
I gave to my ex-girlfriend the Beast.
She prefers Pauline. No shit.
Very sexually explosive. The sexually explosive thing is actually a thing they go into in the series as well between Laszlo and Nadia, two of the characters. Like they have like this
Okay.
hyper sexual relationship, and I don't know if that's a thing in like vampire lore, but it's like it's addressed in the series like repeatedly,
Right.
like hypersexualism.
I feel like that is a vampire trope is just the sexual nature of things is like off the charts.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like the two dancing. You can only see them.
That's
two in the
very
mirror.
good. That's
Yeah.
very good.
I
that
did
they
not
that.
see that from the first time I watched this.
That got me.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's very Hunger Games, isn't it? Like the luck there.
All right. Yeah. May the odds be ever in your favor. Fuck you, bitch. I gotta go fight for my life. Don't tell me the odds. Don't never tell me the odds.
Going to work in COVID. 2020 is not okay. Please send help.
Right.
Can we eat your friend?
He has got the biggest nose I've ever seen. You should probably get out of here, Stu.
Fucking bow tie.
Predeceased.
Having to think about what predeceased means and apply some context. Doing
He just like goes into zombie mode.
can't help it.
I really want to cosplay as one of the vampires in any of their suits, especially Taika Waititi's character right now, that crushed velvet.
Yeah, where would you even get that?
I don't know. You'd probably have to have it custom made by
You would
someone,
God, look at that though. I mean,
and then
looks like
pay-
it's made out of a quilt. Like it's,
made out of like
the way
baby
it bunches
skin.
up in the arms, like that is a thick material.
Probably. Hi, my name is Stu. I work in IT.
Every IT person at a party.
That is accurate. As someone who also works in IT.
Yeah, you know how to tell if a pilot's in the room? They'll fucking tell you.
Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to say it's pretty accurate.
Well, I mean, I can imagine it's not an easy road to get to having your pilot's license, right? So
Time and money, man. Like shit's. I don't know if I should say publicly, but it's not that hard. But that shit is not that hard. It just takes a lot of dedication and a lot of time.
right.
Look at this mask.
Yeah. So really looks like he's modeling his hair after like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I choose to believe that
Or,
this is what Carnival is like in Rome. It's just this room. Hello, beast. Hello, asshole. It's me every day coming home from work.
That's how you and your wife greet each other.
The fucking pageantry on everybody. Yeah, they break the fourth wall a lot.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, it is like a mockumentary, so
Right, yeah.
I want to know if they chose to film here for aesthetic reasons or if they didn't have the budget.
It looks like a VFW hall, which I feel like is what they were going for because it's funnier. Like, it looks like where you would have like your birthday party for the bowling alley or the skating rink.
Oh
or
no,
something.
it's 100% funnier. Like the more low budget the locations are.
Because everything else looks so good, like the people, the costumes, the
Right,
makeup.
but they can only afford like
Yeah.
the rental space. Oh,
Look at Stu.
yeah, coming in the clutch, probing that guy, whatever his name is. We'll call him Warty McWartface. Right, that's probably his name.
Yeah.
He's a murderer. Stu with the giant stick. So this set piece, here we go with a little piece of trivia. This
me.
is actually the same set piece in Forest that they filmed in Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring when the hobbits were being chased by the Black Rider.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. So there you go. There's that.
Hey. Well, that was it, everybody. That's the whole reason you were listening. That.
Yes, the one piece of trivia, or like 1 out of 3 little pieces of trivia that I have given that you could have just as easily hopped on the interwebs and looked up.
Yeah.
But here
No,
at the
that is
Geek
cool.
Garage
I didn't know that.
podcast, we are all about underwhelming people.
That's the heat we're bringing.
Yeah. It's just throwing 60-mile-an-hour softballs right in your general direction.
Werewolves, not swearwolves. Where's that sticker, David? That's your next one.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna make that fucking sticker.
should
I've
be your
been
next
a sticker making fool. If you've been following me on Facebook or Instagram, like, I've
Yeah.
been posting all the fucking stickers.
Werewolves, not swearwolves. That's very good. That's such a good line.
So they basically tie themselves up so they can't go kill people. Is that it?
Yeah. In the series, the full moon obviously plays in, but they're also able to change at will. And I don't know if they address that in the movie or not. Mm-hmm. I can't remember, but there's like this whole fucking throwdown between one of the vampires and one of the Lycans or the werewolves, and they reference a document that was drafted in 1991, I think.
Uh-huh.
Like it's supposed to be like this way back agreement, right? But it was in the 90s. But in where they established that one of the werewolves and one of the vampires will fight each other, and the guy's able to like transform at will.
Oh yeah, this is where one of the camera guys eats it.
My leg, SpongeBob.
Well, he's dead.
The fuck.
The shitty quality makes this so
Yeah.
much better.
And they kind of look the same. Like they make the werewolves kind of well, not like big and beefy like that, but they kind of make them look the same. The way like the knees and the legs go
Right.
to the torso.
That one looks really good. The big dude.
Yeah, they make them like all big and beefy. And there's some slim ones right there. So I guess they do. I
yeah,
guess
the
they do
big
vary.
dude, like that one is fucking epic.
They look like Yetis.
Right?
So yeah, I guess they kind of do vary.
Don't look at their blood still.
I think Stu's just trying to fucking hang on.
Oh yeah, doesn't Stu? Spoiler alert! Doesn't he become a or a werewolf?
Yes, actually, towards the end. That's like
Yeah,
the
that's when it's
conclusion,
revealed.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be upsetting. I fucking love that necklace that he has on the fucking teeth.
Yeah.
They always make a point when they're shooting to show it. Like, you know, we know he's got it, but we're just going to show it in every scene. It's going to be perfectly framed. There it is.
Such a douchebag necklace.
It is. Like, if like if vampires had people who listened to fucking, like, Godsmack or something like that. They're just going to advertise it, you know?
Right.
Look how edgy I am.
Right. I'm a vampire that listens to Five Finger Death Punch. It's my favorite
I'm
band.
going to advertise it. Every.
They can't piss.
What do you mean they can't piss?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? There he is, haunting that old lady again. You're like, I'm sorry it took me 18 months to get to you. Now you're old.
What's he all sad about?
Who?
Stu.
Stu? Stu's dead. Are you talking about discount Adam Levine?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Stu is his friend.
Right, yeah. Sorry about that. So he's all bummed out because his buddy died, disemboweled by werewolves.
Basically. But
Right.
it's okay because he's going to come back as a werewolf. He doesn't know that yet. And if you, the listener, are listening to this and you have not watched this movie, now you know that. Spoiler alert.
This is a watch-along, though, right?
It is. I mean, we always throw out the disclaimer that, like, people should, if they haven't seen the movie already, that they should watch the movie once before watching it along with our audio.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't really make sense to not, like, oh yeah, this when they're in the middle of, like,
bastard. Look at that bastard. Vicious-looking motherfucker. This is about as dangerous as Harvey.
Right. Yeah, and they're about to put him away, but then they wheel the dude into the ambulance, right? And then he freaking comes out. He's sad because he's got no one to tell that he's a vampire.
And he's dressed like My Chemical Romance.
He's Jesus.
Please clean me.
If he was really from the Black Parade, there would be no red. It would just be white and black.
Yeah.
To be the neckbeard. Actually. You want to get sizzled to a crisp. I love his fucking sweater. His facial expressions are so good. Look how fucking beet red his face is. $4:20 a.m.
Got him.
Oh, look, now they're gonna make nice. This must have been so much fun to film. Reenactment.
By the way, if you haven't watched the latest, speaking of reenactments, if you haven't watched the latest Unsolved Mysteries,
Oh my god, it's so good.
yeah, go do yourself a favor.
Yeah, it's excellent. I mean, I don't know how the reenactments are going to live up to
I don't know.
the reenactments that are from like the 90s.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So
I don't.
good.
This Unsolved Mysteries came across more of like a documentary rather than like
They did.
how they really relied heavily on reenactments in like the old Unsolved Mysteries and Beyond
Yep.
Belief and stuff. Like
Yep.
Lindsay and I have been going back and watching all the old Beyond Belief stuff because it's so fucking cheese-tastic. Like, did you ever watch that show?
I've only seen clips. I've never watched like episodes or anything like that. But
It's so good.
I know of
like
it.
it's ridiculously 90s. Like it came after Unsolved Mysteries, like chronologically, but it's somehow worse in terms of like the reenactments and the acting and because like a lot of it is purposefully fabricated, and then at the end they're like, you know, is this fact or fiction? And then they're like, actually, this is fact. Like, this actually happened.
oh my god, she's perfect.
Yeah, she's adorable. You're talking about the age difference. You realize that he's actually older. Excellent.
So cute.
Great movie.
Go check out the series too.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, go watch the series.
Is it just these two getting at it? Like,
I don't know, I don't think I watched through all these.
I have not seen these.
I am your master, okay?
Who are these guys?
Now we're just trying to read the subtitles and figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
This
I
is
have
making
no
for
idea.
electrifying
I have
podcast
not-
radio. All right, we're gonna sign off this bitch.
Why not?
Yeah, if you made it this far into the podcast, congratulations, and I'm sorry.
God
like
bless you.
always, right? Yeah. Zach, thank you so much for coming on again. I appreciate it.
No, it's an absolute pleasure, really.
You don't have to lie to me, fucker.
I don't lie to you. I admire you a great deal because you held my hand through a whole lot of shit when I'm trying to learn this process too. So
Well, anytime I can metaphorically or physically hold your hand, or sometimes both, then I will do so.
You
Good
wanna-
sir.
you want to do it now? Put it
No,
out?
no, I'm all right.
Fine. Be that way.
All right, well, yeah, listeners, as always, be kind, stay geeky, lots of cheesecake. We'll see you on the flippity flip. Bye.